welcome to another edition of Extreme Sports. At Extreme Sports, because of our esteem, we go down to bring you all the latest happenings in sporting activities across the world. Well, don't forget to follow us on our Facebook page, Extreme Sports, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Extreme Sports. Well, one major issue is happening after the World Cup qualifiers between Super Eagles and South Africa, and of course against Benin Republic. 4 games have been played so far, and then the Super Eagles could not get a victory. They lost one and drew the other, and so it has really sparked a lot of controversy in Nigeria and of course Nigerian football. Well, reacting to those games is the director of sport, Sir WODI. This is what he has to say about the game of the Super Eagles and of course about the coach, Finidi George.
Well, naturally, we are all disappointed. We expected more. Of course, you know that Nigeria is a big name in football in the whole world. And of course, you also agree that there's no minors in football any longer. But be that as it may, we've cut our teeth and we expect that we should be at the top of the echelon. More especially in a group which relatively we think it was a group which we should easily qualify. But be as it may, we've seen that we have our backs against the wall. For Finidi George, I don't know where to really place it, but I think he has an advantage of having worked with the past two coaches, so he has a background information about the players, but I don't really know where they had it wrong. I'm also thinking the players did not also put in the needed fight, the fighting spirit, that undying Nigerian spirit. We didn't see it come to play. If they had done that, perhaps I think we would have gotten the needed results. Then perhaps maybe people like our captain, Truset Ekong is not there. He's a general. He commands, he motivates, he pushes. And then, of course, our warhorse and Oshimen, unfortunately, both of them are injured. I don't know if they had been in the team, perhaps, though the story would have been a different ballgame. But now, so my advice, yes, we have our backs against the wall, but let us close round all stakeholders. Let us pull our resources together so that we can see that we now give the necessary support to the entire team, to the coaching crew, to the players, to NFF, to see how we can come out of the wood. I think that is my prescription.
And following the controversies trailing those 2 games, Coach Finidi George had some things to say, which also sparked a lot of reaction from one of our top players and current African Footballer of the Year, talking about Victor Oshimen. Oshimen did a live video, of course, attacking both Finidi and Nigerians alike. So it has also drawn its own controversy, and reacting to it is a football stakeholder, a football administrator. He was one-time board member of the Nigerian Football Federation. He was also a CAF medical committee member at some point. Talking about a well-known football stakeholder and administrator, Dr. Peter SINGABELE. This is what he has to say as regards the controversy, and of course, he also advised NFF, the Nigerian Football Federation, to wade into the matter.
My comments actually on this matter will be even on the raging issue. Foreign coach, local coach, which one do we prefer, or which one do we want? Because recent happenings actually have thrown a lot of light, on this debate. When I was on the NFF board, then it was the NFA as a board member, executive committee member. This debate was on. And my view at that time, it still remains, is that yes, for a start, let's identify 1, 2 of our competent local coaches, but they must work under the guidance of the foreign technical advisor. for some time, so that these persons can also have experience in during that uh, call it internship. They can go out, work with our coach, visit some other countries if need be, and then learn a lot. But eventually, just like winning a child off the breast, we have to gradually move towards getting our local coaches to take over. Now, there are reasons for and against the hire of a foreign coach when you compare to the local coach. Now, the current Finidi Oshimen Saga has thrown a lot of things up. And one of the things it had thrown up, and that was why at that time those who were holding the view that we need a foreign technical advisor said, our players, because I'm mainly relying on Europe-based players who are even in the best leagues in the world. Most of them are even very wealthy, that our local coaches, as they are, will not be able to control them. And that fact has come up. Oshimen, for example, Oshimen cannot, what he is doing now to Finidi, he cannot try it with any coach, a foreigner. You cannot blast a foreign coach like that. First of all, that respect must be there. But for Finidi, he now sees him as an ordinary man. Who is Finidi? Perhaps he's even wealthier than him and believes, And so when that mentality is there for our players, you don't expect any good outcome. That is number one. Secondly, for a foreign coach, for us to hire a foreign coach, it's very expensive. Very expensive. That is one fact you must consider. When you look at the terms of agreement, sometimes they even put a clause. He must be given granted leave with his family to stay in any part of the world at the expense of NFF. And beyond that, most of them, usually they don't even like to stay here for long. They are in and out in the name of going around, scouting for Nigerian players. So those are some of the problems against. But on the other hand, you now see that if you want to go for a foreigner, beyond the expensive part of it, most of them don't even understand the mentality of our African players, Nigeria being inclusive. They don't understand our cultural background. But again, the other factor in favor of the foreigners is that the interference from the politicians or the so-called highly placed persons in society will be minimal, at least less. So there will be no element of bias. But if you have a local coach there, don't forget, in fact, family members will come. Oh, please, Patrick Oswago, for example, is a good player. You must take him home, at least for a family slot or for a slot from the from the state or a zone. These are the problems. I believe either way you look at it, ultimately, like I believed and I still believe, we will need foreign coach with the required experience, not just because he's a white man, no, with the pedigree, and get one or two of our local coaches, people who are competent, understudy him. Like West half of those days, would have done that for us. I studied them and work for some time. Thereafter, gradually, we can now begin to use them. Thank you. I want to the view of the line of someone like Ida Peterside, who said Oshimen must be asked to apologize to Finidi George and the NFF. But that saga is not, it shouldn't be limited, it's not Finidi George's personal problem. It was an insult to the authority, the football authority, NFF, as well as that office of the head coach of Super Eagles. He is a player, Oshimen is a player, and still remains a player, no matter who comes in to take over from Finidi George. If you don't check it, then others will take a cue from him and begin to distribute. If the players don't have respect for the head coach, then what result do you expect? If you ask them to come to camp, they report at their own time, not the deadline that is given by the coach. So he must apologize. Then NFF on his part, because Finidi George believes that, and I saw it in one of the papers, NFF stabbed me at the back. Yes, let us remove that impression. Call him, have a chat with him, give him fatherly advice. Of course, that doesn't remove him, remove his own credentials. So NFF has to do some image massaging, massage his ego, and let him return back to the psychologically, even if he's to handle another assignment for us.
Well, that's our package for you today. Of course, before the weekend, we'll ensure we'll bring you another exclusive package as regards the Prosperity Cup and the Euro Championship happening in Germany. Not forgetting other notable sporting activities and events happening all around the world. Do not forget, please follow us on our Facebook page, Extreme Sports, and of course on our YouTube channel. Do want to subscribe, Extreme Sports. Till then, have yourself a sporty evening.